But eventually you get to the point where the AIs are much, much, much more powerful. They are running the robots, they are running the factories. They don't actually need the humans, and once they don't need the humans are discarded. That's scary, is it not?
Alright, Shalom. Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rachah, Kodash, Barakatham, to the hopefully elect. Alright, and I want to give all the praise and the glory and honors to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rachah, Kodash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone that rule well and teach well through the spirit and the power of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rachah, Kodash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone that rule well and that teach well through the spirit and the power of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai. Alright, well, we got some intel, alright, from an AI expert, alright, don't know his name, but he, disclosed some information to Bernie Sanders, which shook him up, alright. And like this AI expert said, basically, the humans will be disregarded, all right, via the overflowing end of AI, right? And humans, the top, the least they're gonna feel like you're not needed anymore. All right, Salaki. Salakia. Bear with me for a minute. Okay, I want to get the book of Ecclesiasticus, also known as Sirach, in chapter 13. Chapter 13, let's see, chapter 13, verse 1. Oh, not second Ezra, Salakia. That's right. Ecclesiasticus chapter 13. Get verse 4. This is Ecclesiasticus chapter 13. Oh, you know what? We'll start at verse 3. It says, the rich man, alright, who's the rich man? The elite, alright? This is not talking about the average Edomites, that's on the base level, the ones that you stay in the that you, your neighbor, You got a so-called white person as a neighbor, the ones that you can reach, the ones you can talk to, every day. It's not talking about those so-called white people. With the rich man, when it speaks about the rich man, the scripture is talking about the top, the ones that's behind the scene, the ones that are not seen, the royal, these high banking families, man. The Rothschilds, the Rockefellers, the Gettys, the Oppenheimers. That's who the rich man is in the scriptures. All right. It says the rich man have done wrong. Yeah, the rich man have done wrong, and yet he threatened it withal. The poor is wronged, and he must entreat also. All right, so we are the poor, okay, Israelites. This is the point right here, verse 4. And thou be for his profit, he will use thee. But if thou have nothing, he will forsake thee. That's right. So Esau, the least, they would use thee until they can use you no more. They would use you until they can use you no more. Once you're useless, you have nothing. They can use you no more. They get rid of you. All right, they get rid of you. Salaki. All right, Salaki. Let's see. All right, yeah. So let's read that again. He said, if thou be for his profit, he will use thee. That's right. But if thou have nothing, he will forsake thee. So they like, we got robots that are taking over the factories, taking over the industries, right? But what are you here for? All right? Referring to humans. What are you here for? All right? Verse 5 says, if thou have anything, he will live with thee. Yea, he will make thee bear and will not be sorry for it. That's right. Verse 6, it says, if he have need of thee, he will deceive thee. Right? That's Esau, man. If he have need of thee, he will deceive thee. That's right. And smile upon thee and put thee in hope. He will speak thee fair and say, what wantest thou? That's right. It says, moving forward, it says, and he will shame thee by his meats until he have drawn thee dry twice or thrice. And at the last he will laugh thee to scorn afterward. When he seeth thee, he will forsake thee and shake his head at thee. Right. So the point is that, they will use you until they can use you no more. All right? They will use you until they can use you no more. And I want to, get this in the NLT, a GNT. It's just slacking. It's a rap. 13. For GNT. Let's see what it says. It says a rich person will use you as long as he can profit from it, right? But when you need him, he will leave you helpless. Okay, that's a good one. It says a rich person will use you as long as he can profit from you. But when you need him, he will leave you helpless. And it says he will live with you as long as you have anything and will gladly drain you dry. If he needs you, he will trick you with his smiles and cheerful, kindly words. Do you need anything? He will ask. He said he will feed you until you are embarrassed. Finally, when he has drained you 2 or 3 times over, he will laugh at you. If you see him later, he will pretend he doesn't know you and will pass you by. So this is the attribute of the devil. Esau, man. All right, he feels they feel like no humans are not relevant anymore. After all this time, he worked, the people to death. Who made America? Who built America? Who built this empire? Humans. And not only that, Israelites. You see? So, going back, what was that? What this man said.
But eventually you get to the point where the AIs are much, much, much more powerful. They are running the robots, they are running the factories. They don't actually need the humans, and once they don't need the humans are discarded. That's scary. It's not.
I don't want to play the whole thing. It goes 9 minutes and 37 seconds. So, but it's good. It's good when good information being disclosed in here. All right, but this is a topic that is frequently, being talked about. All right, hey, this is really happening. This thing is real. And a lot of people, they don't think that it's real. They think that it's all just entertainment. No. These devils are really ill-minded like that. They're really wicked. All right, they're really diabolical. All right, but they really don't like you humans. The depopulation is a real thing, man. We have to learn our enemy. We have to know our enemy. You see? Lest, we be how does it go? me see. Let me get that real quick. It's like 2 Corinthians. That's right. It says 2 Corinthians 2:11. Lest Satan should get an advantage of us. All right. So we know our enemy. We know. When you're gonna Satan, it means adversary, enemy. You know, and that would be Esau, Edom, the elites. So we have to be on to him. All right, we know that hidden diabolical plan. All right, we know this. Believe it or not, man, they have a plan to wipe out as many humans as possible before they come with this new world order. Or while establishing a new world order. All right? This is their plan. You know? Once again, it said, lest Satan should get an advantage of us. For we are not ignorant of his devices. Right. We know the plans of the elites. We know what they have, you know, in store. We know that they plan to enslave the world, you know, with these digital devices, which are known as the RFID chips. And that's why the scripture, it tells us in and it's one of my favorite ones I like to go to. I believe it's 2nd Esdras, the 5th chapter. Yep, 2nd Esdras 5. Let's get that real quick. Second Esdras 5:1. It says, nevertheless, as coming the token. Wait, it said, nevertheless, as coming the tokens, behold, the day shall come that they which dwell upon earth shall be taken in a great number. You see that? So we see that happening now, and guess what? Esau is going. The Lord is going to use Esau. Yahweh Shemel Shai is going to use his sword to purge a lot of evil people, evil spirits from the earth, man. It says, nevertheless, as coming the tokens, behold, the day shall come that they which dwell upon earth shall be taken in great number, and the way of truth shall be hidden, and the land shall be barren of faith. So the point is that the earth, those that dwell upon the earth shall be taken in great number. Mass deaths. Alright? So that they can, replace you humans with the AI. Robots. So like that man said, you humans will be disregarded. And that's why Yahweh Shai said what he said in Matthew the 24th chapter. Let's get that real quick. Matthew 24:22, it said, Yahushua said, and except those days, what days? The days that we're living in. Alright? He said, and except those days should be shortened, there should no flesh be saved. You see that? Why? Because who's ruling? Yahushua knew who would be ruling in these days, man. So once again, he said, and except those days should be shortened, there should no flesh be saved. Right? There ain't gonna be no human left. No one left. Right? It says, and except those days should be shortened, there should no flesh be saved. That's right. You see? There will be no one left, man. Because of this fucking devil, man. So that's why the Lord gotta do righteousness and shorten these days, man. You know? And intervene and accept the plans of Esau, you know, because they want to. You see what China got going on over there? They have a city, AI city, with no humans dwelling there. I forgot the name of the city. You got AI. Look. Hey, this is becoming a global thing. This is how you know that what the apostles been teaching are facts. The whole world is going to be involved with this NWO. All right, and that's why they're going to be taken as well. These other nations. Alright? Read about that in Revelation, the 18th chapter. It says, Revelation 18:2, and he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the great is fallen, and it become the habitation of devils, and the hold of every foul spirit, and a cage of every unclean and hateful bird. Isaiah 13th chapter. The last verses, it says, for all nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication. You see that? For all nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication, and the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her, and the merchants of the earth are waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacies. You see, so these nations have always been joined hand in hand with this whore, Babylon. All right, America. These deals that they make. Hey, the Lord knows about this shit, man. So that's why they gonna be punished too. You know, America has always been a great influence on the world, on these nations. You know? So, you humans are becoming obsolete in the eyes of the elite. And all they have to do, and you gotta understand, they are in control. Once they start giving their order to unalive as many humans as possible, hey, it's gonna happen. And really, it's the judgment of Yahweh Shema Shai. So it's really, well, because like the scripture says, the king's heart is in the hands of the Lord. Roughly paraphrasing. The Lord is doing this, man. He killeth and he maketh alive. All right, but he using Esau, which is his sword, to carry that, to execute that judgment. So when you see a lot of these people being deleted unalive, and it's the Lord's judgment, man. And that's what he set up the wicked for. Like I always like to quote Yahweh Shai, what he say? The thief cometh not but to kill, steal, and destroy. And we finna see him, that thief, which is Esau, reach his full potential. Hey, that's another topic right there. Hey, we finna witness Esau and his full potential. What he, we finna see, the world finna see why he's known as the wicked, the devil, why he was really created. They finna see how wicked and demonic, all right, these the elites are, man. The government, yeah, we finna see, all right. These people have no clue who they dealing with, man. Hey, the Lord set this man up to bring wrath, terror, judgments, man. And that's exactly what he finna carry out. What the scripture say? He created the wicked for the day of evil. All right. So, I just wanted to bring that out real quick, man, and pretty much, Lord, when it was just affirmative, what is this? So, hey, Lord willing, this is edifying to the elect. Until next time, I say shalom.